On this live creation station session. I was just playing with my beads here and I almost forgot to go live. I was just like putting them together, just setting up on my mat, just seeing how I can, or what shapes, how I can put them together. I got a couple of little things in my mind. I would like to have a go doing something with the summer beads tonight, because I think that I love purple beads, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're doing all sorts of different patterns. We did a little pendant. Last week we did all sorts of different bits of pieces using all sorts of different puka beads. Let me just grab another one on my tray here. We did this. We played with this one last week as well. These beads are just perfect. They're really nice to put together. How are we all doing tonight? Do let me know if everybody's okay. I can see you all coming on. Good evening, Michelle, Fran, Amelia, Leslie. It's at first like few minutes. It's always like nerve-wracking. Are people coming in? What's happening? I'm going. Are we live? Are we not live? Are we live right now? But yes, we are. So let me know how this week went for you. What have you been doing? What what you've been up to? What you've been beading? What you've been making? Let me know how things. Oh, what's happening here? What's happening here? It's just started. One of the pages just started talking to me. Right. Okay. So what shall we play with tonight? Do let me know. We have got 15 different shapes on this bundle, and excuse my appearance, but I'm just sort of home gear today. So I just it's been a very relaxed day. I've been to the Big Beach Show yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. I was really worried and a bit nervous about it, but to be honest, like it was really good. It was really good to see a lot of people, and the amount of you came up to the stand and said hello. It was just a really good day. But then today I was catching up with housework stuff and all sorts of good things. Hi Lucy, hi Rachel, Shirley, Gwen. Right, what are we going to play with? Which one are we going to start having a go at? Oh, Dorothy's saying I've been going a bit mad with witches hats. Oh bless. I got them here actually. Which one have you been making? This one I did on a live, don't know, a couple of weeks ago, maybe on Totally Beads, and there is the orange one as well. And I got them here on my desk because I want to do something with them, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I might do a few other colors, and maybe I frame them or do some sort of things you can put on the wall, but we will see. Good evening, Mina, as well. So which one are we going to have a go at? I quite fancy either this pattern, like seeing how these are going to fit all together, and maybe we need a seed bead in between, or something like this where we use the Arcos beads on the top of the Stamos beads that way, and then have kind of like seed beads going in between. I think if we do this, I would want to do like little units, and we're probably going to end up with seed beads on the outer edge as well, and then like always like so on another unit on top of it. Hang them in a window. That is actually a really good idea, Rachel. I might they're a bit too small for that one, but we could do like a little decoration somewhere, maybe put it on the mirror in the bathroom. That would look quite cute. I think I got some of those suction cup things that you can put on mirrors. I haven't even got an earring on today. Very relaxed today. Right, okay, so I'm gonna have a go at this one first, just because I love Helios beads and I love those beads as well. This is the earth colorway, by the way, so I'm just gonna continue with those. I'm just looking back because we did we have, I think we had a go at this one, and we never went back and tidied this one up. Okay, so maybe we have a go at the other one. I'm just looking because we've been doing this for the last few weeks, and there's on my tray there's a big mess of threads now, but we did start that and have a go with this one, and I think this looks really pretty. So I'm gonna leave this then, and we're gonna have a go at that one, because here, like, I think we just need a seed bead in between to tidy that up. But we did loads of different bits and pieces. We did this one, which was like quite big in the middle, and then we went down, and that was kind of sort of the end product of that one. That I really do like this one. Did we do? Oh, we did. We have played with that one, so we move on, and we're gonna do this one then. There's like so much to do, and you kind of like forget it, that like what you've done and what you haven't done after a while. So do send me a picture if you've been up to anything and you've been doing anything. Do send me a picture, and then perhaps we can just I can show it to everybody as well. Then we did that one as well. That one was cute as well. And we played with we paid a whole lot of beads them. So let's have a go at this one. So this one, if I did it as a unit, I think I would need, maybe just grab a couple of needles. I would need seed beads in between. There we go. So I would size 11, I think, will fit the gap. And then for the next one, maybe size 8 actually, for the middle. Couple of size 8 beads, and then we can square stitch another one on, and then we can start the next row. Okay, so I have changed my position, so I got the seed beads behind me, so now I don't have to stand up. I can just wiggle about, and I can just pick the beads I'm gonna play with. I think I'm gonna use something pinkish with that one, maybe a bit more there. What is the rest of the or something like this. Maybe this one I think will be a nicer color than the pink. But I'm going to use that color with it, and then we see how we go. Good evening, Anne. Good evening, Teresa. Lucy's saying lots of nice shapes to work with. Absolutely. So this is size 8. I think I'm going to use size 8 in the middle, and I'm going to grab some size 15s for the outside. And what I'll do, I use the same color, so it's going to look nice and neat. So I'm just grabbing some 15. So right, okay, that's all our beads, and we're just going to start. I'm going to thread my needle up and start our little units. Get them out of the way as well. Right, I'm going to use like a beigey colored thread. It's like going to kind of blend in with everything. I need my scissors. Let me know what you've been doing this week, what you've been working on, and if you've done any of these beautiful purple beads, then do send me a picture, just a messenger, and then I can pull it in and show it to everyone. Right, let me just open that up actually before I start the stitching. Just opening messenger, and he's actually to pull this in there. There we go. There we go, just signing in. Right, okay, so we're going to start with, I'm going to start with the summer speed itself. So I'm going to go through a hole, and it doesn't matter which hole, and I'm going to pick up a couple of seed beads, the size 8, and I'm going to come back through the other hole. So I want these 2 seed beads just to sit on the outer edge there. And I'm going to pick up another 2 seed beads, and I'm going to come back through the other hole, the ones where we started. And from here, I'm going to go through these 2 seed beads. Then I'm going to go ahead and pick up Which you think, OMG, was just thinking that a bright green might look nice by like purple too, maybe even a red. Yeah, because like these beautiful Arcos beads they have got, and if I can I fill the camera focus in it, they got let me just put my hand. No, very let me just put it on my hand here. There we go, and hold it up in most of the camera. So it has got, can you see, like a bit of purple, a bit of red, a bit of beige in it. It's got multicolors in there. So I'm gonna go pick that one up. I'm gonna pick up the Arcos, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick up. So the Arcos will have 3 holes. So we got a hole here, we got a hole in the middle, and a hole on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up on one side. I'm gonna take this down, and now we're gonna have to pick up, and we're gonna pick up size 15s to get all the way to the other side. I reckon we're gonna need about 4 or 5 of them. I'm gonna pick up 4, and I'm gonna take, and actually I'm gonna zoom in more here, and let's just take these out of the way because so our camera is gonna focus better. There we go. So I'm gonna pick up 4, slide them down, and have a look. Just have a try. How well do they fit? Oh, that's better. One of my lights was turned up so much. There we go. Right, let's try the 4 seed beads for a size. So our hole is here. So we can see there is still room on the thread there. So I'm going to pick up an extra. So 5 seed beads. These are size 15s. Because I want a nice delicate edge. I'm going to push it right down. And put my needle in the hole. Yeah, I think 5 will be just fine. So come through the hole. And if my naughty thread would not knot up. There we go. Make sure this is, pull it right up on the top of the Amos. Not Amos, Samos. These Amos, Samos, their names are so very much similar sometimes. And I'm going to come through the 2 seed bead. Just like that, and pull it tight. I'm going to pop it down and just have a look. I think that's going to sit nicely. The size 8 might be too big, so we might have to go down to size 11, but I'm going to complete the other side and then move along to the next section, and then we see how is it going to sit. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the next Arcos bead. Just like that. I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads. I'm going to pick up size 15s to get that nice delicate edge. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come back through the other hole. And then I'm gonna pull this up nice and tight. I'm gonna go back through the 2 8s. And with that, we have completed one little unit. Just make sure I pull this up nice and tight. I think that looks kind of cute. So we're gonna move along and add another unit on the top of it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, as I'm coming out of these 2 size 8s, I'm gonna pick up another 2 and come through these, both of these from the other side. So I just added like a square stitch, added the next 2 seed beads on here. Then I'm gonna come through the 2 I just added. Jersey saying, Rachel, I think jewel tone Gwen and purple with look just looks regal. Absolutely. I think it should be a little bit darker purple, but this one is more like a mauve. So as I'm coming out of this seed bead, I'm going to pick up a Samos, take it down, pick up another 2 seed bead, come back through the Samos, the other hole, and down through the 2 seed beads. And now I'm just going to pop it down so you can have a look. We're going to add the 2 arcos on either side, but I'm just going to pop it there. I think I can see now that the size 8 is a tiny bit too big, because there is a bit of a gap between them. I'm like to close them up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add these on and maybe add 1 more unit. Then we're going to repeat it with size 11 in the middle, and we see how we get on. This is the beauty when you're designing something, that you just have to try it. Like, there is no other way. You can put it down on your mat and you can play around with it, but you just have to try it. Lucy's saying love the colors. Dennis is saying Kitty, hi Kitty and all, can't wait to do the witches hats. Hopefully do them soon. My sister moved house, so I'm helping her to look after her dog, so I can't do any beading while it looks so nice. I love lining up projects just as much as doing projects, and I think lining up projects, what you're going to do, is so just as much important that actually doing the projects themselves. So I always joke, and I don't always joke, like I always got so many projects on the go at the same time. Sometimes, most of the time, I will go through them. Very rarely I would abandon some of them, but I think it's so much fun just to think about and just to like line them all up to able, so you know, so you're gonna do them at some point. There we go, and I'm coming back on the other side of this Amos, down through the 2 here. I'm just going to pop it down. I think it looks pretty, but we're going to tidy up a little bit more. So if you got any question, please put a Q in front of your question so I can very easily identify it. If you got a tip for us, then please put a tip in front of your, please put a T in front of your tip. So again, I'll find it and make sure that I read it out. There we go. I think it's going to look good, but I think we need size 11 beads, and I think what we need to do is to do a middle row first and then come back and add the top and the sides. Maybe that way will be easier. I'm not sure. I'm going to add 1 more unit with this size 8 so we can really see. Sometimes you just need to do a little bit more. So sometimes it's fine. You just need to do a little bit more. So I'm going to add 1 more unit so we can see how is it all going to look like and how it's all going to sit together. But there's plenty of different ways to do the same thing, like to get the same look. Can the elements share the 2 size 8s? Okay, well, I'll add this one and then we see. I think perhaps not, because like if there was just 1 size 8 there, the arcos would be sitting on top of each other. So definitely what we can do is, I think a size 6, if we just had one big bead, it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't look right, because it would be quite a big gap and hole in it. So I reckon it does need 2, or a different bead. We need to add something else in there. I'm just looking at these. We could perhaps, but because of the Samos has got a nice curved edge, But then equally, we could try that with the arcos, because that would fit in nicely as well, like that. So we could try this one afterwards, and then you have got a smaller gap, so we could perhaps add something else in there, and definitely only one of something would fit in there. I wonder if this one would fit in. This is the beauty of this pack. We've got so many different shapes to play with. I'm not keen on that one. I don't think that's going to sit right. So we need something. What if we added this in that way? See, I haven't finished one shape and I'm already playing with another shape. What we're like. What do I like? There we go. And then the next one. I like the look of this. The next one would sit there. What do we think of this? I mean, we don't know until we try it. We don't know how's it gonna look really. And then we need another one of those. And that could go in there. What do we think of this one? And then so on and so on and so on. This could look quite good as well. What about a bugle bead? I think yeah, maybe. But with a bugle bead, we might need 3. But then we could link. Ooh, you just given me an idea. So if we use the bugle bead, and then bugle bead might just fit in there, and we use like 1, 2, 3. Then in the middle one, we can come in with the seed beads at the end as well. We could do that as well. Oh, Liz is saying I like that too. I like this as well. Right. Okay. So let's add one more unit of this one, and then we're gonna have a go with this one. Let's try the bugle beads. And then we have a go at this one. What other shape can we use? So I'm very quickly gonna go around and add my Amos on the top as well, picking up 6 size 15s. Pull this down. Come to the other side and add another one on top here. Now, I often keep these little snippets, so once we like do another shape, then we can put them side by side, and then we can compare them how they look like. Look, my needle is so bent. I haven't got a straight needle. I'm just gonna take my pliers and slightly straighten them out. Coming through the Amos. And just going to went all the way to the other side. I'm going to come through these beads again, because if I'm going to cut the thread off, I don't want it to fall apart. Right. I think that would look pretty as well, but I'm just going to put this to the side. I'm just going to cut the thread, and I'm going to leave that like a little snippet so we can compare it to later on. Now I'm going to grab the bugles. I'm liking this. I changed the position because I can just put my hand behind. And shall we? Would a darker purple better? No, I think use the same color. Because then we got the size 15s out already. So we probably don't need that many. There we go. Right, so I'm gonna go through my Samos bead, pick up a bugle, come through, pick up another bugle, come through. I'm gonna go and knot. I'm gonna go around again to knot my tail and then my working end together, so I get a nice solid base. Because usually I would like knot it to a clasp or do something, but this time I'm just gonna add a little knot so we know that it's not gonna come apart. There we go. I'm gonna go through the samos. Right, so I'm gonna add the arcos on the top first. So again, I'm just gonna pick up 5 seed beads, pull this up, come back through the other side, through the bugle. Oh, I'm liking the bugle. Who said the bugle? Rachel. I think that was quite a good idea, and I think it's they will sit they will sit nicely. I'm picking up another arcos and 6 seed beads. 2, 3, 4. Not 6, 5. Sorry, 5 seed beads, size 15s. A nice delicate edge, and then coming through the bugle bead itself. So now I'm gonna stitch another bugle bead on. I wonder if I need a size 15. Just pull this apart a bit. So if I just pull it nice, I don't pull it too tight, I think we might need to add a size 15 into these gaps just to have a nice, because otherwise it does fit, but it's a little bit, can you, I'm not sure if if you can see it, maybe if I turn it that way, can you see like it's slightly coming towards the top of it? It's puckering up, so I reckon we're going to need a seed bead in between. So I'm going to pick up a bugle. Let's go to the next, and we had a seed bead in there. Come through the bugle itself and go to this bugle is not far away yet to add the next unit, so I'm going to go through the bugle. I'm going to pick up another one, so that to this bugle, and this is the one we're going to add the unit onto. So samos, bugle, coming back through the samos into the bugle, and I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead size 15 before I go through the arcos bead. Right, come on, untwist it. Oh, I went through the wrong way, didn't I? I'm such a silly sausage tonight. Then did I stitch? I most probably stitch through the thread as well. So I'm gonna have to take this off. Oh dear, I thought everything was going so well, and then I stitched through from the wrong side. So it happens happens to all of us. And then I tried to stitch back, and obviously I must have gone through the thread itself. And it's saying I really like the new one too. Well, when I sort the thread out, I will like it too. So, threading it back on quickly. There we go. Right, so come through the right side. So I need to come through. Pulling it tight, the other side. There we go. That's sitting better. That's sitting the right way now. So I'm going to keep back 1 seed bead. Need the arcos. 5 seed beads, another 5 seed beads, 1 seed bead, 2 seed bead, 3 seed bead, 4 seed bead, 5 seed bead, 6 seed bead, 7 seed bead, 8 seed bead, 9 seed bead, 10 seed bead, 11 seed bead, 12 seed bead, 13 seed bead, 14 seed bead, 15 seed bead, 16 seed bead, 17 seed bead, 18 seed bead, 19 seed bead, 20 seed bead, 21 seed bead, 22 seed bead, 23 seed bead, 24 seed bead, 25 seed bead, 26 seed bead, 27 seed bead, 28 seed bead, 29 seed bead, 30 seed bead, 31 seed bead, 32 seed bead, 33 seed bead, 34 seed bead, 35 seed bead, 36 seed bead, 37 seed bead, 38 seed bead, 39 seed bead, 40 seed bead, 41 seed bead, 42 seed bead, 43 seed bead, 44 seed bead, 45 seed bead take this down, go back through the other side of the arcos, pick up one seed bead, and then go into the bugle bead. So now this will sit slightly, and I'm just going to pull this tight. Yeah, that just gives that tiny bit of gap we need. So just it's not going to sit on the top of it. It's gonna, and I added the semester wrong by but never mind. Let's pretend this first unit doesn't exist because that wasn't right anyway. So I'm just gonna add the other side and then do another unit, and I think that's gonna work perfectly. 1 2 3 4 5. Take this down, and I'm gonna pick up, go through there, gonna pick up one seed bead and then come through this bugle bead here. And now I need to get to the other side, so I'm gonna come through the stamos bead, just like that, through the bugle bead, and then I'm gonna pick up, I like this with the bugles as well, I think this looks nice, but it does need that seed bead, that one seed bead. Just bring it up closer. It does, I think it does need that one seed bead where the bugle bead is. What do we think? I think without the seed bead it's a bit tight. Do let me know. Do you like it with or without the seed bead? But I'm a tight beader, so I will bead everything quite tight. Another thing, would this sit nicely? What about this one? No, because then we won't be able to fit the top. I just seen this bead and I was like, would this sit nicely? And it will sit quite nicely on the side of the samos. But if you have that one, you won't be able to add this one to the top, I think. Or maybe. Maybe not. I just seen that bead out of my the corner of my eye. So let's do one more unit and then we will try this one. So bugle bead, coming through the bugle bead itself, just adding it on, moving along, and another bugle bead, and then I'm picking up a samos and another bugle bead. Now you have to be careful when you're picking up the samos, what way you're picking it up, so they were facing the right way. Hence I didn't pick it the second one up the same way I picked up the first one. And I'm gonna add the arcos to the top. So seed bead, arcos, and then 5 seed beads. 1 2 3 4 5. Take this down. And then come back on the other side. I'm going to pick up a seed bead, then go into the bugle bead. I'm going to repeat the same on the other side. So 1 seed bead, then coming to the arcos, doesn't matter which side, then 5 seed beads, 1 2 3 4 5, taking this down, coming through the other side, picking up a seed bead, then going into that bugle bead. So our second unit, I think that looks pretty. What we need to do is to create something on the top here, I think. So once if you imagine that this is a whole bracelet going all the way down, I think if we would run along the top, we could either do two things. We could either take, but then there's not enough room, so we couldn't extend the bugle bead by 1 because I don't think there's enough room there for it. Like if you had the bugle bead there. So I think the best thing we can do is to run across the top, and maybe all we want to do is to pick up one seed bead, bugle bead, seed bead on either side, just to have that. Just to have that little edge. So I'm just going to weave my thread out to the side. Now actually I'm going to come to the samos and then go to the side. I'm just going to quickly try what will fit in nicely into the gap. So I reckon it's going to be a seed, bugle, seed, and then just go straight across into the next 5. We could equally put a bicon bead in there. A bugle seed bugle might not be big enough. So if I pull it, it kind of goes lopsided a little bit. If I don't pull it too tight. Well, let's just add in all the way around, and then we see how is it going to look. Rachel's saying definitely need a seed bead. That's between the arcos and the bugle, I think. Mina is saying she loves it. I love it too. Going over to the other side. Just gonna run. Yeah. So if I pull it tight, this one is buckling up a little bit. And let's add this side in, and then we see how it behaves. So seed, bugle, seed, going through just a 5 seed bead on the top, and repeating again, seed, bugle, seed, getting down to the bottom. So I definitely think there is mileage in this, 100%. I think it looks really, really pretty. We do need the seed bead there. I'm not sure if I kind of like the look of the bugle beads, but at the same time I'm not sure about them. So far we've done one with bugle beads and we've done one with size 8 seed beads. If I had to choose, I'm leaning towards the beads. What do you think? The beads or the bugle beads? The only thing I would like to try is, or maybe we just try it quick because we've got so much time, is instead of the size 8s using size 11s. But do let me know, which one do you like better, the bugle bead or the seed bead version? I think, I don't know. Like, this is the thing, you could go backwards and forwards, and Kimmy's saying seed bead better. Shirley's saying the first one is better. Lucy's saying I like the seed beads better than the bugles. Definitely need the seed bead. That was really sure. Seed beads better. Michelle is saying, yeah, I think so too. So shall we have a because we got the beads out now. So shall we have a little go? We just do a little go with size 11, so we can then compare the size 11 seed beads to the size 8. So I'm just going putting the bugles away, and I'm gonna grab the size 11 seed beads. There we go. If we're having size 11 seed beads, do you think we still need to add size 15 on the side, or shall we just add size 15 in here as well? Shall we just do 11 and 11 and we see what does it look like? So I'm gonna need 3 summers, and I'm gonna need the of course beads. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 4. Okay, so back to the beginning. I'm not sure if my thread is going to be long enough from this one. I'm just going to cross over to the other side, and I'm going to cut this up, or just leave like a couple of inches of tail, just to, so we got enough to, it doesn't go back on itself. Right, so I got about 3 feet thread. That's probably enough for a little sample. So we're going to start with, I reckon we're going to need 3 seed beads in between. So I'm going to go through the summers. I'm going to pick up 3 of these this time because we picked up 2 of the size 8s. So I think we're going to need 3 of the size 11s. Coming back through the other side. No, I think it's going to work. Another 3. 1, 2, 3. Coming back on myself. I'm just going to go, actually I'm going to go around one more time. So I don't have to knot my tail and my working end together. And then be sure that my tail is not going to slip through, not going to loosen up my pattern. Right. So I'm going to go up and add the arcos. Now we had 5 of the 15s, so I'm going to try 4 of the 11s, and then we see how well is that's going to fit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take them down. Just pull it up for you a little bit. Take them down and just try it across. Pull it up. Yep. So the hole is right there. So I think the 4 is just about the right amount. Let me just move these beads out a bit so we can see better. And then come through this side. I guess if you just use 11s, it's easier because then you only need 1 type of seed bead. That actually sits quite nicely. Picking up another arcos and another 4 seed bead. Taking this down. And going through the other side and up through the 3 seed beads. Well, I quite like the size 11s, like kind of like they look right in terms of size and shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and add another unit on. 1, 2, 3. I wonder, do we need, or could we add something like this in? Just as an extra. In between the seed beads. So we got like a more of a divide in between those. Let's add one with the seed beads and then we try the next one with the divider in between. So I'm going to go ahead and add the next sum. Coming back through the other hole, through the seed beads. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the arcos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming through the other hole and through the seed beads, and now adding another arcos on this side. Leslie's saying the seed beads do not accentuate the shape of the arch. What would happen if the embellished bead was a shape bead in the V where the arches are joined? What do you mean? The seed beads do not, let me just pop this up. The seed beads do not accentuate the shape of the arch. What would happen if the embellishing bead was a shape bead in V where the arches are joined. So do you think like here in the middle, something like we need to add something in there what we can hook into then, I think. Like I think I understand what you're trying to say. Or I'm trying to understand. Coming through. And the seed beads as well. So something to come down into here. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a parpuka bead. It could be, I'm not sure we got a pinch bead here. This might work, but then that might turn around as well. So I think these are quite nice and close together. Right, let's add another unit at least, and then we see how's it all. Sometimes like 2 is not really enough to see what would it look like. Coming through that seed bead into the samos and then into those seed beads. I think you will need something else as well, not just the seed beads. Maybe a crystal bead, just to give that little bit of a sparkle, or something here. Something here. I think we need something here. Not sure. Maybe a different pattern with the seed beads. But I don't want to pull it apart too much either. Let's add another unit on. And then we see. Picking up the samos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming through. Back through the seed beads. And into the arcos. And I need, oh, I did 4 on there, look, I'm such a silly me. What's going on? 3s and 4s. I am quite a bit tired tonight, but yesterday I got home from the beach show, and then I went out with a friend actually, which was really nice as well. So not long. Oh, I missed up my clock yesterday morning. I mean, this is like always me. So in Hungary, like in English, when you say, I'm gonna get up at 5:30, that means 5:30. If I say in Hungarian 5:30, it actually means 4:30. And I always, all the time, not like I mix this up. So when I have to set an alarm clock, and I'm thinking I want to get up at 4:30, I will say 5:30, because in Hungarian you would say 5:30, like it's not full 5, it's 5:30, which kind of like makes sense too as well. But my brain wired that way, so I set the alarm for 5:30. Alexa doesn't understand Hungarian logic, I think. And I woke up at 5:30, not 4:30 as intended. And then I was like, oh, what do I do? Do I just rush around? And so I did got ready a bit quicker, but I still had to put the sausage rolls in the oven for Christopher, because he was coming to the show and he asked for sausage rolls, bless him. But lesson learned again. So probably a few months I will do exactly the same. So it was a very long day, and I came home and I went out with a friend, but it was really great. And I didn't get up until about 7:45 this morning. I think that's nicely, but we need something in the middle, because can you see like this is like this one? It's like slightly sitting on the top. So we definitely need something in between those seed beads. How about, just thinking, we could try this one. I'm just going to add it on the top of this. We could try that one, or we could try one of these. Will look cute as well. And then you have the seed beads on the other side. How different. So the holes on the Samos are much further apart than the holes on this. So would this need to connect just with a single bead? Shall we try this one? Or shall we try this one? Do let me know which bead do you want me to try. And this one is EOS. This one is called EOS. And the other one is Pyros. This one is called Pyros. They got so many similar names. But which one shall we try? Shall we try this one or this one in the pattern itself? We could always try like a square bead, like a tile or tila bead or something like that. Could always try all sorts of different things, but we definitely need another bead there to be like, it needs a tiny bit of a gap, I think, definitely. So what do you think? Pyros, Leslie's saying, let's try the Pyros. The Pyros is this one. Though I'll call a little house bead. Let's try that one. So as I'm coming out of this seed bead, I'm going to go through the Pyros. Or does this just want to? So the holes on the Pyros are much closer together. So we might only need to stitch this to the middle seed bead, I think. So I'm going to go back one seed bead. I'm going to just hope the best that, yeah, good. I didn't stitch through my thread path. So I'm going to pick up one of this. I'm going to pick up a seed bead. Go back through the Pyros, through that single seed bead, back through the Pyros, just like doing a little loopy loop into the single seed bead, pick up one seed bead, go to the Samos, pick up 3 seed beads, come back to the Samos, the other hole, pick up 1 seed bead, and into these 2 next to the Pyros. So that's how that's going to sit. Yeah, I quite like that. I like something that we need something in there. So I'm going to go ahead and add this on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And coming back down to the other side through the seed beads, pulling it nice and tight. Other side. 1, 2, 3. And through the seed beads here. Right, what do we think? I think it's gonna pull. Let's add one more unit and see how is it gonna, what way is it gonna pull it? There we go. So into the first 2, picking up 1 Pyros, 1 seed bead, taking this down. Do let me know what you think of this as well. Back through that single seed bead, into the Pyros. Oops. Into the seed bead. I'm going to add another Samos. So single seed bead, going through the Samos, and another three seed beads. Back through the hole on the Samos. Pick up a single seed bead and come down through these two. And pull this up nice and tight. Now I'm gonna add, so because we only, this is gonna look actually quite nice because we're only adding this Pyros into the middle seed bead. It kind of like, can you see here, the seed beads are kind of like flattened out because we joined them at the top. But here, because the Pyros is only added in the middle seed bead, you kind of like have this nice curve, but it doesn't say we couldn't add, like instead of the Pyros, we couldn't add like, you know, a size 8 seed bead in there in the middle and then add the next one. So we got loads of different options. But let me just add this on into it, and then we can try something else. Because this is how the design process works. It's like you just sit down and you just start playing. Like, you know, like my son plays with Lego. He just sits down and just starts building, and I don't think even he knows what he's going to be build. I mean, he probably have like a vague idea in his mind, but just keep on adding the blocks, and here we just keep on adding the beads. One, two, three, four. And coming through the other side. And into those. There we go. I think that looks quite nice. Now, how would it pull if we didn't have the Pyros? We just had those seed beads, or what else could we add in the middle? Do let me know, because now we're gonna need something else on the outer edge as well. I wonder. I only had the 3 seed beads on the top there. Look, I can't count to 4 now. If we had something, no, it's not gonna sit right. What do we think? How about that's it that way. We could try that, but obviously we need a seed bead or something in between. That could look alright. What else are we gonna add? Come on, ladies, I need ideas. Please put it in the chat. So what shall we add? So what shall we add in between? The middle, how shall we improve it? What other shape shall we use in there? An emerald crystal, yeah, that could work as well, Teresa. That's a good idea. What about putting a long bead between the seed beads? Shirley's saying. We could do that. What else can we add in there? Kind of like you want to keep it as simple as you can, but like, you know, sometimes less is more, but sometimes more is more. So we see what we could add in there. Right, okay, so what shall we do? I like the unit, but definitely we need something in here. But what we're gonna put in here, that's gonna have to come after when we decided what we're doing in the middle, because obviously if you add something thicker here, then we're gonna need something bigger in the gap here as well. So just need to know, like, what would you like on that side? Bugle at the top. I don't know. I think the bugle is not gonna be big enough. I don't know. Let's try. What if we added that one onto it? We are here anyway, so I'm just gonna weave my thread around and see what will that one look like, the elos. I'm gonna give it on with the same technique. So I'm gonna pick up one because the holes are closer on this one. Might just add a seed bead in between. I mean, that might work as well. Or a little unit. That is saying, hi all, late to the party. Oh no, don't worry, you're not late at all. How was the show? Do let us know. So Natalie went up to Peterborough yesterday and the day before. She the week and the day before that, but she was up there doing what's the name of it? It's not Create and Craft show. It's a Create and Craft TV. Oh, I didn't add the seed bead. I'm trying to explain, and I'm kind of like brain dead tonight. Crafting Live. That's it. It's called Crafting Live, and that's where Natalie was. So pick up a seed bead first, then the samos, then those. Form it with a crystal bicon on the top or pearls between. You could do about 7 seed beads and brick stitch the center, one to the top and one to the middle bugle. That would make a curve. And he's saying, Wendy's just got here as well. Lovely. You're not late at all, sweetheart. Right, let's add the arcos on. And then we see what is it gonna look like. Needs a few more seed beads. I like that shape better already, and we haven't even done much. I think this one is nice and curvy, and this one is just like sort of straight. So I think the curviness looks better on there. Sometimes things has to be curvy. Oh, Lucy's asking, what did you buy, Natalie? And Natalie's saying, I bought loads. It is, when you go to these shows, we used to exhibit at these shows, and whenever I went, I always found stuff to buy and purchase and do and make, and I only added 3 and I should have added 4 seed beads again. I'll be able to go back. Or did I sew through the thread? Yes, I did. So I'm just gonna have to leave the seed bead. I should be adding 4 on the top, not 3. I used to get loads as well. I've got cupboards and cupboards full of it. I'm going through things now, so I'm doing all sorts of different things. I even got 4 other flowers to make up. I got some hydrangeas. I'm gonna add 3 on this side as well, so it doesn't look lopsided then. Back into those 3. So, what's the verdict? I like that shape better because it's kind of like curvy than the samos. I don't like this straight one. We just need to figure out from the side if we just link it up or add. I think it needs something in there, even if it's just a round bead or something else. Obviously we only got 3 seed beads in there, so it's not gonna sit right, but I think there's definitely some mileage in that one. Lucy's saying, I bought a paint by numbers, but it looks a bit of a challenge. Oh, I love a paint by numbers. Love them. Love all sorts of different crafts. So what we're going to do with this one? Oh, Natty's saying the highlight was hugging Sarah. Oh, Sarah must have got a lot of hugs as well at the weekend. Oh, Franny's saying just back, had to deal with an unexpected visitor. So what do we think of this one? I'm just going to pop this one back above it and this underneath it. I think the bugle beads are definitely a big no-no. I do like, so that the 2 size 8 looks better than the 3 size 11s, I think, but the size 11s definitely keep the unit nicer and tighter. So I think we do need to use the 11, but we need to add something in between. So I like it here because you only join the next unit by the single seed bead in the middle, then the seed beads kind of like sit on a little curve. So I do think, the only thing I'm thinking, if I use 3 size 8s and only join it in the middle, how much that would push it apart. Would it push it apart too much if you had another size 8 in there? Or would that be just a nice gap? I think it would pushing apart too much. We could grab some crystals and add some crystals in the middle. Super Duo, or anything really. We just need to figure out if the middle one, instead of put it a Super Duo, if I did a crystal rondelle maybe, and then adding maybe 2 on the top. What do we think? She was saying she likes the first best, but sometimes she is that things just work like that way, that you kind of do it and then you do 10 other versions and then you come back to your original idea. Good evening, Lorna. So I'm not sure. I'm really not sure that which one's gonna fit the best. Let's try the other one, what we were going to try. I'm going to put this to the side, but maybe you just need a fresh pair of eyes in 10 minutes. Or like for me to, maybe tomorrow. And then let's try that one we put together with this. Not the samos, but adding this in the middle. And then we'll have that like that. And we're going to have this like this, and then we're adding the next unit on. So we're not going to have seed beads in the middle, we're just going to have our Arcos and Ilos beads. So let's try that one. I'm going to take the needle off of this one because there's only a little bit of thread left, and thread a new add a new thread to my needle. Right. This one, I have sewn through it. I don't know what's going on with my thread tonight. Like any night. There we go. Right. My slightly straight needle. If your needle gets bent, all I do is just go in with a pair of pliers and just hold it and slightly bend it back to a straight position, like very gently, so it's more straightish. You can only bend it back a few times before like it gets distorted in shape, and then you can't do it anymore. So with this one, we have to figure out what thread path are we gonna have for them, because if you're not gonna add a seed bead in between, we need to figure out what bead are we gonna come out and how we're gonna stitch it together. So I reckon with this one, we kind of need to stitch, well, we're gonna have to add seed beads to the side to cover our tracks. our thread paths. I don't know how tight is it gonna be here either for the holes. So we got a hole in the middle as well. The hole in the middle, if I went like that, or if I went up and down, up. No, because I need to add this, and if I wanted to go all the way around, I think I still need to start with this middle one. So the whole of that one, it goes in that way. I don't know, I might struggle to add the middle bit, this bit. So I'm going to take this out of the equation for the second, and I'm going to sew this together just like that, because then I can create a thread path coming up, picking up seed beads, going to the other side, picking up seed bead, going to the other side. So we're just going to like zigzag up, and actually we don't have to add another one of those. We quite possibly can put a 4mm crystal bead in the middle, and I think that would look really nice as well. So I'm going to try this one as well. You can always use seed beads around that side. Absolutely, that's true. Right, so I'm going to go in, and I'm going to come in at the very end. So I'm going to pick up one of those, and then I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to come on the other side, and I'm going to pick up one of this, one of this. Just pop it down to make sure I picked it up. No, no, I didn't. I don't need to pick up this. I need to go to the same unit, don't I? Oh, silly me I am. There we go. And now, so that's going to sit that way. So this would sit towards our clasp or the next unit. So now I need to pick up, I reckon, 2 seed beads. Yeah, I think 2 seed beads will be the right amount. Come through this arcos. And then into the other hole on the elos. And pull this up. Nice and tight. I think this is going to sit quite nicely. Then I'm going to go into the next arcos. I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then come back through the other hole on this. Pull it up nice and tight. Pick up an elos through the other hole. Oh, Jody, let me have a look if I can do that. Jody's asking if I can turn captation. It should be on. Usually it's on, but I'm not sure if I can go back into the back end, but have a look. If I can go, because you're live, sometimes I can go into the back end. No, it doesn't letting me to do it now. I think. No. Language. No, no, no. No, it doesn't let it. I think I need to do it before we go live. But I definitely sort it out for next time. So sorry about that. I think once the live is finished, there will be captations on it. So I'm gonna go ahead, pick up 2 seed beads again, pick up another arcos into that bead I already have on there. This is gonna look good. I think this is gorgeous. Picking up another arcos, and then 4 beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back down. As this thing looks like same chain link, same color or metallic seed would look nice. Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm gonna pick up another one of these and go through. I add a couple of units because I think this is gonna work. If I don't drop my bead work. Let's pull this up nice and back nice and tight. Right, I want you tight. Got my thread caught. Come on, thread, you're not really behaving tonight. Right, coming through. I think it's gonna look nice. 2 seed beads. 1, 2. Another arcos coming through the free hole on the elos. Go through the arcos and another 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we add one more unit? you know when I like something, like I just want to add like one, let's just add one more unit and one more unit, and before you know it, we've done a whole necklace or bracelet worth. And coming through there. There we go. Add one more unit and that's it. I'm going to run around that. So we actually have to, I think, come back on ourselves really, because like we have to add the 4 seed beads on this side and the 2 seed beads on the other side. But equally, instead of these 2 seed beads, we could have added a crystal perhaps. But then that will be probably version 2 when we try it. There's so much different things you could do. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And I'm gonna go into this arcos, pick up this elos, and then go to the other side. And now I'm gonna zigzag back. So I'm gonna pick up 4 seed beads, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna go through the arcos, the elos, and the arcos on the other side. Then I'm gonna pick up 2 seed beads. And then again jumping, filling that gap up, coming back to the other side. And I'm gonna pick up 4 seed beads. Again going back to the other side, then I'm picking up 2. So on the sides where I haven't got 2, I'm picking up 2. On the side where I have got the 2, I'm picking up 4. I'm just going to run back on myself. I think this will look cute. And then if you want, we can run up and down to straighten those seed beads out. I need to grab some more seed bead just in a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to, what do we think so far? Do let me know. What do you think? I think it looking rather nice. The seed beads do need to be, I guess, like maybe a stronger color. But just to make the pattern, they're pretty enough for it. That is saying looks good. Therese is saying I like it too. I think this is definitely worth a try. And now we need to go and find something to put in the middle. When are we gonna run me up and down if I do that anyway? There we go, adding the 2. And then I'm going to add the 4, and then I'm ready to come back and add something in the middle. So we could add 1, 2, 3, 4. We could add and I'm gonna, because there is a hole, you know, the Arcos beads, they got a hole right in the middle. So that's where we're gonna add this extra bead in. So I'm gonna go through 2 seed beads, and then I'm gonna come through the Arcos on one side, and we're gonna decide what we're gonna add into this little gap we got here. You could leave it empty, so it could be like a lace, but I think it would look nice. So we have got these ones, but I think these are just a tiny bit too small. For me, it just looks like this will like turn around in it. So I think we need a 4mm bead. I'm just gonna grab some 4mm crystals and see how they're gonna look like. Dennis is saying looks good. I love it too. I think it looks good too. So I'm just grabbing some crystals. Round crystal rounds, there we go. So the color, I think we need, I've got all sorts of different colors here, so let's add a purple in the middle so it really shows up, something like that. I think that would look good. Just pop that behind me there. So as I'm coming out, I'm just going to pick the crystal up. Then I'm going to go into the other side. I think, and that fits in there perfectly. Look, just the right size, really. We could try. No, a rondo wouldn't be right. Slightly bit over, because there is a little bit of thread. So if I bring this up, can you see there's a tiny bit of thread? Will show, but I think, how can we remedy that so we don't see that thread? If we add a, but then you don't want to go into side. Let's add it in. So I came to the Arcos. I'm gonna go through next 2 seed beads towards the other side of my I just go into this too, or do I need to bridge? Do I need to bridge this and add another one on the top here, or if I just go into those 2, do I need to add another seed bead? Maybe this 4, it needs to be 5 when we originally adding them. So they just pulled over a tiny bit. Right, okay. I'm just going to go in here. I think when we're adding 4, we might need to go in and add 5 beads. Maybe. And I'm coming through the next 2. Into the Arcos. Picking up a crystal. Going to the other side. And then going towards the next unit on this side now. Next 2. But then if we add 5, then we won't have a middle Yeah, so now we need to add 4. I'm thinking I need to go to darker first. I'm thinking at lead here. Purple size 15. I think if I have to add size 15, I would have to add it to both sides, and then I think it's gonna be too big. So that's not gonna solve the problem. Can you see like a little bit? It's just, if we had a 5mm, I'll find something. I'll find we got 5mm pearls. We could try. We could try 5mm pearls, or it's kind of like need to be that shape. That's with this one. There it is. So I don't think it would have gone in anyway. I think the gap is not big enough for this. Can't even really force it in there to push it in with my nails. My hand. No, it's not gonna be big enough. Keep just turning. No, that's not gonna be big enough. So we need something smaller than that. They look alright though. They're not like the 4mm crystals are not terrible, but I just do think they're not either not the right shape, or they need just something a little bit different. Like 5mm. Let me grab a 5mm pearl, and then we see how the 5mm pearl looks in the middle, because maybe that will be our size. Or 5mm bicone. Mine is probably not going to have the right color in 5mm, but never mind. I've got, oh no, I've got something like that. That will do. Box there. So this is a 5mm pearl, just a tiny bit bigger. I'm going to try this one in it, and then we can compare the two. So let's try those at the end. So I'm going to go to the next unit. If you had the size 15, maybe a 3mm crystal then. I need a size 15. Need this. Oh look, this just fits perfectly. I mean that's there it is. We got our bead. We know what bead we need into the middle. 5mm bead. So then I can hunt the warehouse next week to see what do we have in 5mm. I don't know how much satin pearls we got left, but I know the factory who used to make these satin pearls, they stopped making the pearls. They are actually producing face masks now. They stopped production of all pearls, no beads. I think that looks nice. We need the 5mm in there. What do you think? Do let me know in the comments. What the 5mm just fits. So I think that will be the shape. And then I think we do need to run up and down, and I think when I no, maybe 3 bead here, because like it's, if I'm pulling this together now, running, well, maybe not all the way down and up on the outside, but how much does it actually pulls it together? So you have like a continuous line with the seed beads. There we go. I'm just going to pop over to the other side. and then come back up on this side. Don't you get naughty with me, thread, this time of the night. Just sewing these beads together. The picot in the center in between. Ooh, yeah, I could do one like here. I could then an extra seed bead in, which pulls it apart a little bit. But instead of the two seed beads, what we actually could do is to add the crystal in there. So when we make our pattern, instead of picking up the two seed beads there, we could add the crystal in there. And then you would have pearls in the middle, and then you would have the crystal on the outer edge. That would look good too, I think. I'm just going to run down sewing these seed beads together, just so we can see how is it going to shape up. Definitely need to, as I'm pulling this, I can feel it, that it's tightening up, like curling up. So definitely we need an extra seed bead somewhere or something, or the crystal, or we put the pearls on the outside as well. If I pull this tight, it's jumping away from me now. Can you see that's curling up? So we do need, just pull it back. We do need an extra seed bead. We need something somewhere, but if you're not going to use the seed beads on the outer side, maybe we could get away using size 15s. But kind of would like the idea, if you have the pearls in there, to use crystals on the outside. Whether the crystal would be bigger than two seed beads, I'm not quite sure. But I think that would look good too. So what do we think? Yes, there. Truth is saying yes, there. Where? The picot in the center in between. Oh yeah, for the seed bead, yeah. We could have added one in there just to, because can you see like there's a bit of a gap. Let me just bring this up nice and close so you can see it. There we go. So can you see there's like gaps? There's a little bit of a gap there. There's a little bit of a gap there. So we definitely need something in there to make it the right size. So I will have a little think on that one. Maybe 2 size 8 instead of 2 11s. But then we adding, because then they would be a little bit fatter as well. I reckon one seed bead would look the nicest. Or not seed bead, one crystal bead. Or maybe a pearl bead. What if you had the pearl bead there as well? So just grab one of this. How would that look? Maybe not. Maybe it needs to be something smaller. So let me just pop that on there at the top. I'm going to pick up another one and just add that on the bottom here. I think that's too overpowering with the pearls. I think the pearls just needs to be in the middle. What do you think? Pearl in the middle, and we need something smaller at the top. Wherever, if we have a smaller crystal, like how about if you have 2 2x3s? That would probably work. Let me just grab 2x3s. These, I've got 2 sizes here. One of them is 2x3 and the other one is 2.5 by 3.5. So if we had 2 of these there instead of a seed bead, that would be a tiny bit bigger, and I think that would look good. So I think I need to go with that one. Small crystals on edge, yeah. So I would add 2 of these in. This one I think would be 2 of those would be too big. And then that would be our pattern for that. So shall we have a little go with the crystals? I'm gonna see if I can have a bit better. I'm gonna grab it and get a bit better color than that one to match it. Another purple, perhaps. And then I think that pattern will look great. So what do we have here? What we can use? I've got a more of a purple. Maybe not. I have. They too big, they too small. I got so many crystals here, but you have never got the right color, have you? That's always the way. You've never got the right size or the right color. I think that's too sippy, the pink one. I know I need like an aubergine color maybe. Oh yeah, but that's not the right size. How about this one? This color maybe? Maybe not. This one. To have something nice and stronger on the outside. So just move this now. How about if I change the seed bead as well, and we change it to the seed beads, this one. So we can still stay with the mauve, but instead of a silver line, we're gonna go with a opaque finish mauve seed bead. So I think that will look nicer on the outer edge. I'm gonna stay with size 11. I'm just gonna get these out of the way, and then we could have this or a gold one perhaps. Hold on, and I had a gold one there, didn't I? A gold one or a bronze one might be nice as well. I just seen a gold one. Where did you go? There's a gold one. Maybe a gold one will be nice. This one is quite a strong gold. We could be sitting here for a couple of hours just choosing colors. Le aubergine all the way. Leslie's saying black diamond color. Yeah, that would go with it as well. I just don't know if all of these colors are quite beigey, and we're gonna use this seed bead, and we're gonna use that pearl because I haven't really got any other 5mm pearls here. That this might be a little bit too darkish side. So that's why I'm trying to color match it. Maybe this one. I think this one is like half diamond coating. That one could be a good option. Is that the same? I think that's the same. Like a champagne gold color. And there is another one which is even lighter than that. Not quite right. Neither of them are quite right. I need it a little bit brighter. Maybe this one. Right, okay, let's get started. We figure it out. Or this one. It's like a sandy color. If you want to catch one of those colors from the Arcos itself. I know there's a very nice purple one, like a lavender purpley color. Maybe this one. Lavender purpley color, but I haven't got any. Oh, I have. I just found it. It just revealed itself. This one. I think this one will be the color, which is not too. It looks better like in real life. It's not too dark, not too light. I think that one. I haven't got a lot of those, but I think that will be the color. Let's try that one. So the difference between this one is more of like a wishy-washy, and this one is more of a lavender color. So go with that one, because otherwise we'll be here forever. Right, I am just going to cut my thread on this one. Just pop it to the side, and we're gonna go ahead, just get rid of these seed beads here because I've got so many on the mat now. And I'll probably mix them up. And then we're just going to have a go at that one. And get rid of these size 11s as well. There we go. And I'm going to get rid of these size 8s as well. Right, we're good to go. The half gold one, Lorna is saying, yeah, that will look good as well. We're going to use these seed beads. We are going to use, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I got 10 left, so we can do one with 5, exactly the same size. Because I've been using it for quite a few of the patterns today. And then we need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. We are good to start. So, Arcos. Then Ilos, Arcos, 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to come back to the Arcos. Pick up the next one, go through the other side. Oh, I'm not even in shot. I'm talking to you and I'm not even in shot. You should have said something. There we go. And now we're going to need the crystal. Just going to undo the end quickly. So I'm going to pick up 2 of these crystals. The next Arcos. Come down on the Ilos. See, those seed beads already very similar color, the one we just used, but because these are different finishes, so the one we used before was a silver lined, and I'm just going to bring this in, and this one is more of a solid color. I already like this one better with it than the silver line there. So I'm going to pick up another Arcos. I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go down. And then I'm going to come through the Arcos and pull this up nice and tight. Pick up one of the Ilos into the Arcos on the other side. Oh, those crystals do look really nice there. Picking up 2 crystals. Arcos coming down the other hole in the Ilos. Arcos, then 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back through the other hole. Oops, I hooked. Got it caught in my thread. Come on, thread, behave. Pull this up nice and tight. There we go. Picking up the next Ilos through the Arcos. 2 crystals. Next Arcos from the outside to the inside. There we go. Inside to the outside, then 4 seed beads. Coming back on the other side. There we go. Oh, this is gonna look really pretty. I love it already. Like, I just like sitting here looking at it, and it's so pleasing to the eye. Need a few more crystals. Sometimes you can work out the pattern for the first time and it just works, and sometimes you have to keep at it and changing and working it out, and after the 50th try you kind of like abandon it and come back to it 6 months later, and then it just works. But I think this one, sometimes you can put colors together very well for the first time, and sometimes it takes quite a bit of time to get the right colors together, because it's not just about the colors together themselves, but it's about the proportion, the number of beads, the amount of beads you use in the pattern. So now I'm going to go back on myself, add the seed beads in on one side, what I'm missing, so I'm missing 4 here, and then I'm adding the crystals in on the other side. There we go. Maybe we could work out a thread path where we are adding the bead in the middle from the beginning. I think that would be cool as well, like the middle bead in the middle. And I think, I'm just thinking I'm going to go down on this all the way, but I think there will be a way, because we've got 4 seed beads on the top. So you could just go into that. Looks pretty already for me. Just get these seed beads out of the way. They just all came up on this side. Right, crystals 1. I need a few more. Off 2. Crossing to the other side. So the crystals are 2.5 by 3.5 crystals. The seed beads are size 11. Then we got the Arcos and the Elos beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crossing back, we almost down to the end. Yeah, Mina's saying you can leave the inside open, so that would look quite nice without the beads as well. So you could do that as well. It's really, this is the beauty when you're making your own jewelry and you're doing your own design, that you can do really, like, you know, unique pieces, because you can do whatever you like. It's there is no wrong or right or left or right, or there doesn't really matter. It's just what pleasing to your eye, because I'm sure as many of us are here in the live, we would all do different things. They would all prefer different colors. We would all, this is what's so amazing, that each of us is unique really, and our views are unique, and our, what we like, taste is unique in all sort, not just in jewelry, but in all sort of things, everything. We're so unique. Right, I'm going down to the other side. This would be a very pretty pattern. And then I'm picking up the last 4 seed bead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going up. Right, shall we add the pearls? Add the pearls or not to add the pearls? That is the question. Let me just pop them in the middle. So you could leave them either open, or we could add the pearls in. 1, 2. I kinda, this needs to turn around. I think I like the pearls in it. I kinda like the pearls in it. What do you think? Pearls or not to pearls? Choice is saying add pearls. But everybody else, please let me know. Add pearls or not to add pearls? Just gonna move that hole so you can see it better. I mean, they're saying yes, pearls. So if you want to add the pearls, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come to the first 2 seed bead. We're going to come into the middle hole. We're going to pick up the pearl. Go to the other side. Go through the 2 seed bead, the crystal, and the next 2 seed beads. Then into the arc crossing by the middle hole. Pick up a pearl onto the other side. When he's saying get pearls as well. I will hunt the warehouse. What have we got? Like if you don't want the pearls. I'm sure we got some crystals or something I can find. In the thousands of beads we have, there must be something. I know there was some like different facet crystals. I seen somewhere in the warehouse. Right, so I'm gonna add these pearls in. I'm coming through and adding the last one now. And then I would still run up and down on the sides. I would still do that just to, especially as you're adding the clasp, like running up and down on the sides of a bracelet just really makes it stronger. So it's still, I really do like that. I would run up and down. And let's see how much is this gonna pull it together, because the 2, that's why we changed the crystals, because the 2 seed beads, they just weren't big enough. The crystal is not just decorative, I think they're gonna be the right size, because it kind of sits right already. I think sometimes when you're coming back with any patterns and you're just sitting there and doing it, you can like kind of feel it. There we go. Almost down to the end. And then I'm gonna come back. It would be, if we maybe had like a little rose bead or something in the middle, that would look quite nice as well. I think it's definitely like I only went down on one side, but it's, I can't, even if I'm pulling it tight, it doesn't curl up, doesn't budge up. So is the right, those crystals are the right size for the gap we have there. There we go. And I'm just going to run down on this side just to sew these beads together as well. Right, so I'm almost to the end. Now don't forget, if we did we could do maybe we could do size 15 instead of the size 11 on the side like we did in one of the designs, but you have to be able to go through it a lot, so it might not be able to go around it again and again. We could also add size 8, we could go up in size, or quite simply we could just use the crystals on that instead of the seed beads as well. We could use crystals but then again we'd have to try them. But I am really pleased with that. I think that's really worked out. That's a really pretty pattern, and that is ready to. That's I think we don't need to work on that anymore. I think that just works. So I'm gonna have a look what other 5mm beads we have, or what else we could put in the middle there instead of the pearls, because I'm not sure, like with 5mm pearls, what stock we have. And I think this definitely needs to turn into a little kit or something, because they're just really beautiful, but they sit together very nicely. Of course we could have tried to add them together, and I haven't got any more Arcos in that color, so let me just grab the silver ones here. We could have tried the Samos bead, so having these, then let me grab the silver Samos as well. Just seeing it there. This is the sky colorway, the blue one I'm grabbing out. So of course we could try to have the Samos instead of that Elos. So this could have been an option as well, to try this. And then if you have this one, you can see that, just grab a needle, that the shape we have here is more of a longer shape, so perhaps a rice bead, or maybe we just leave it empty, as Mina said it earlier, just leave it empty, and then see how that would look good as well. So that's this is the Elos, what we use, and maybe if we put the Samos there, they would look good as well if we added them that way. Just you need to have a little play with it, but there's all sorts of other beads you could add, all sorts of other beads you can have a little play with. So just to recap what we did tonight, we did this one, which I'm pretty happy with that pattern. We had a little play, but just adding seed beads on the side, but that they didn't really work out because the 2 seed beads are not enough. Then the bugles, they was a good idea at the start, but I don't think they're as good as the seed beads. And then where is my other piece? Gone. We had a play with seed beads, size 11 seed beads, but again the gap wasn't left big enough by the seed beads, so definitely need something in between. And then we added bits in between as well there, and that's the size 8. So if I have to have the Samos in the middle, my favorite one is the size 8 seed bead, but I like that one the best. I think we got there with that one. So do you have a little play with that one? Mina's saying she loved the blue one, yeah, and we could have tried with this one as well, but it's 9 p.m. so I'm gonna go off tonight, and I'm gonna go and have an early night. But whenever I say early night, it's usually about 10 p.m. I'm gonna have an early night tonight to rest after this weekend. Right, everybody, have a beautiful evening. Whatever you do, anything you try, please do send me a picture so I can show it off to everybody. And I'll be back next Sunday. We're gonna continue with this one. I really want to do a beaded bead with the pinched, like kind of like the pinched beads, with these loss from they're the same, similar shape really than the pinch beads, the lost beads from Parpuka. And we still haven't touched the Tinos. We need to do something with this shape, and we haven't touched these ones either. So I think we got 2 more weeks. We've got 2 more Sundays, because the last Sunday is the 31st, isn't it? So I will see you back next Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time, which could be, don't know, but a different time wherever you are. But we're going to be playing and with these ones. I'm sorting out November. I think I'm going to combine again November and December. And what I want to do really is November, December is concentrate on Christmas with the Creation Station. So instead of... I did add it together like a little glass bead and crystal bead pack for us to play with, and I'm gonna add some of the bundles in there. I'm just gonna ask Simon to add it to the page, because some of you already might have the bundles from last year. The acrylic beads bundle pack, we got seed bead bundle pack, and a couple of other bits and pieces what we can just play with, and then you can pick and mix what colors do you want to use. So I think we're gonna do Christmas, November and December, and then January we'll go back to the model what we had earlier, that we have got something for 1 month and then we work with that one. So like more sort of smaller project based things. So thank you so much for showing up and watching me. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you Wednesday in Total Beats if you're around, and if not, I will see you back here next Sunday night. Have a good evening everybody, or afternoon or morning, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye bye.